Oh, perfect. You can see everything.
Now it's working.
Can you see me now?
Yeah.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to another Paranormal Talk with Daniel and Victor. We're here to talk about paranormal stuff. If you want to join in, just join in. Tonight's topic will be how do you know if your house is haunted? And maybe we talk a little bit about spirits. And the last episode we did in January, we got 30 hits. That's pretty good. We'd like to hit at least 100 or more before the end of February. If you guys can help us out with that. We also want to hear back from you about topics you want us to talk about. And if you want to interact with us, you're more than welcome to sign in and talk to us. We're not going to bite your head off or anything else. But be respectful, no swearing, and don't get upset because we will delete you. Okay, let's talk about how do we know your house is haunted, Daniel? How do we know?
That's a good question. I think most people generally approach us to report something happening in their home that they can't explain. Moving objects, hearing voices perhaps, seeing things you can't explain. What other stuff am I missing here?
Knocking, walking upstairs, footsteps, voices, animals seeing things that's not there, little kids hearing voices, seeing their imaginary friends. The list goes on. There's so many different things to describe about if your house is haunted, but sometimes it's not really haunted. Creaking pipes is another one. Floorboards creaking. Some people mistaken that for hauntedness because the movies they watch and the documentaries they talk about. Some documentaries are good, but not all. You got to be careful what you listen to about paranormal because not a lot of people can feature the facts about certain things. That's what we're going to try to help out tonight. Give you some facts and show you how you can debunk your own haunted house without us being there. And if you can't, you can still call us. So what's the first thing we have to do, Daniel, to find out if your house is haunted?
Well, for a homeowner, I think they have to follow their intuition and decide if something that's going on and they feel that this is out of the ordinary and they can't easily explain it. Could be small things, could be things that you can dismiss easily, or it could be real things that jar you and get your attention. Stuff getting knocked off a shelf, or something that I've typically heard of is objects being misplaced, television remote, or the keys to your car, stuff like that. You leave that stuff that you generally leave in an exact same location every day that you rely on, that you can find easily, and all of a sudden it's not there, and you kind of begin to doubt yourself, and you start to think, what's going on here?
Before we go any further, our other team members behind the camera watching all your questions and answers. His name's Ed. So we're going to give a shout out to Ed because he's volunteered to help us tonight, which is nice of him. So we'll get back to the other things we were talking about. Missing keys. That's the hard one. So sometimes it's not always missing. The one I like is the window tapping.
Window tapping, okay.
Because if you have a neighbor that don't like you and he knows you're scared of ghosts or spirits, they'll tap on your window. And the only way to catch them is cameras outside your house. A lot of people get scared when they hear the windows tapping. Sometimes it's a branch, but you gotta walk around your house and check everything before you assume the worst.
And you mentioned knocking. Sometimes you would hear a knock on a wall or inside a wall, stuff like that, places that aren't accessible, or the floor or the ceiling. Those are some of the things I've heard of.
We experienced a knocking at one of our clients. We were doing an investigation overnight, and the bedroom wall is the kitchen wall, and Daniel was sitting in the kitchen here knocking on the walls, and he thought I was doing it, and I wasn't. I was laying on the floor watching cameras, and then that was kind of funny because the lady of the house told us that the place will knock, cupboards will move, cupboard doors are slammed shut and open up by itself, in which that all came true. It was kind of fun, but you gotta investigate before you can say anything, and you can't take people's word for it because sometimes they do like to lie and scare you, so that you'll feel paranoid when you go in the house.
If you have us come over to your house, we like to set up cameras and we can record for long sessions to see if things actually do move or happen. Then you'll catch if something, let's say, is on a counter and it moves, like an object on your counter. If it changes location, we have video cameras and that sort of thing that can capture that. And if we're at a location, we have devices that record all the sounds that are going on as well. So that helps confirm if you've got something going on. We always go through evidence like that.
Yeah,
Scrutinize it, try to debunk it, see if it's real, if it's something that we can't explain.
we do try to explain everything though, because it will drive us nuts if we don't. Because we'll bang our heads against the wall until we figure what's in that house. We do a lot of research on the place too, which makes a big difference when you're researching a house, because you don't know who passed away in that house, and sometimes the papers won't tell you if they died in the house. They just say unknown, and that's all they call it now. They don't say murder, heart attacks. They just say the person died of an unknown cause, so that way nobody gets scared when they buy the house. But it shouldn't scare you if somebody dies of a heart attack in the house. It shouldn't bother you.
That's kind of a good point. If there's been death in the house, death around the house, perhaps the location is historical, and there could be people buried on your property or remnants. If you're in a location that's existed where that's now populated, where it's a lot of time has passed in it, then the odds are that something could have happened on your property. Something associated with your property could influence what's happening in your house.
Not just around your property, on your street too. Major car accidents, major fires down the street, murder across the street from your house, stuff like that will affect the spirits too, because they'll duck into the most safest place they think. Could be your house, could be the neighbor's house, and they're not there to hurt you. They're there because they're hiding from somebody who killed them, or they're hiding because they're scared. And then that's when we come in and talk to them and try to convince them that they don't belong there and they can move on.
And sometimes people are particularly sensitive to the spirit world and otherworldly things, and they don't realize it. And sometimes they can hear or see a little more than the average person, and that'll make it that'll usually have things occurring more frequently to a person like that who can sense what's going on.
And if you do sense something, don't get scared, because not everybody has that gift. There's a book says everybody has a gift, but it depends on how you tune your gift and what major life expansion experience you have in your life could trigger it, or it just happens and you don't even know about it. And if you do have it, enjoy it, because it's a fantastic gift. You'll never want to get rid of it, because you see things that people won't ever understand.
I do not have a gift. I am not sensitive, and I do not feel anything otherworldly or paranormal. I can only rely on the instruments that we use to try and detect things, to try and find proof of what's happening.
I do have a gift, and it's fun to have. But my gift can't explain what my gift is, because I've talked to a lot of people with no gift like mine, but they tell me keep practicing and keep enjoying it. We have two other team members who have gifts, and we have 2 team members that don't have gifts. So this makes it very easy and hard to explain things, because you got to have somebody who's won't jump to conclusions saying it's haunted. They got to have facts and fiction and evidence to prove that it's real, and that's sometimes hard. And if it's hard to prove it, that means it's not real. If it's easy to prove with all the scientific equipment we have, then yeah, we'll all say it's real. But we don't jump the gun and say, oh, that's real, because we have to explain why is it real and how do we come across that. Orbs are the fastest thing. That's the realest thing you can see, but some people get it mistaken with dust. So you're going to have to watch how the orbs fly around, and you got to watch how clean your house is too. Because your house isn't clean, you got to breeze. Your camera will pick up all the dust, and you might mistaken it as orbs, and it's not orbs. And that's a most common thing. There is an experiment you can do in the house if you want to know if your house is really haunted. The very easy experiment is one of the first equipment was ever used in paranormal. And the first thing you got to do is get a little dish of water, fill it up, get a cork. Make sure you put the cork in the water, make sure it floats without moving around like side to side. Put a needle on it and watch it. If the needle moves to the north or one side to the other, you have a spirit walking by, and you can ask them questions. And it's kind of fun if you get everything lined up right. It's lots of fun watching it and try to talk to spirits. And you'll be surprised how easy it is. But don't play with the needle too much. You might poke yourself in the finger. That's a safety tip.
No, that kind of reminds me. There's another thing people can do on their own by themselves if they want to, and that's taking a voice recorder and attempting to ask a question and running the recorder, see if there's a response later on in the recording. We have all sorts of software for analyzing things that are detected on recordings, but you never know what's going to turn up.
That's true. You might get a slight small voice that you may not hear without the apps that we have to amplify it and everything else, or you might be able to hear it and you might not be able to hear it clearly, because sometimes when they speak on those, sometimes it's clear, sometimes it's muffled a little with the background noise. So you got to play with it for a while. But once you hear a voice on the other side, you'll be surprised that they're not scary people.
Do we still have a sample voice recording on our website?
Yeah, we have 2 of them.
All right.
One's the original, and one before the one after you cleaned it up. And when we heard what they talked about us, it was exciting. Go to our website. The website address is up front here.
Yeah, team1.com.
Yeah.
And there's I believe is it on the media page?
Yeah, media page.
Go check it out. There's 2 samples there. You can hit play right there and see what we're talking about. And
turn up your volume on your computer too, because these are low volume recordings. So, and if you don't believe it, the first one's original, the second one's cleaned up. You tell me if it's something else. But this is in a house that we were in. Can't remember the house. It was in a house that we were talking about how to communicate with spirits. Oh, I know where we are. And I think you, Daniel, asked them. The question was, are you with us all the time? And then they gave us the answer. It's a little scary when you hear the answer, but it's kind of exciting knowing that spirits are watching you everywhere you go. So enjoy your life.
What's kind of interesting is that also brings up some people talking about if you're haunted, if your home is haunted. People have caught things while recording on video cameras, just regular events at home. If you're like recording a birthday party or something like that, and all of a sudden or taking photos at a
wedding.
You might see an extra person there or a silhouette of somebody that you can't explain.
And funerals too. Some people take pictures of funerals and said they saw a big white smoke going up in the air. But you got to make sure you cameras on black and white to prove it, because color sometimes blends in with the camera and it might not be what you think it is. The black and white film is the best way to take pictures for doing spirit worlds. If you take color, you're not going to get much. We've already tried color before and it didn't work out too good.
Yeah, if you have something that you think you can't explain that's captured on a video or a photo, you can find our contact information on our website. Send it to us. Give us a holler. Let us see it, and we'll take a peek and share it amongst our group and see what we come up with.
And it won't cost you a cent. We're free because we want to help people in the paranormal world, and the people who live in this and what's the word I'm thinking, living and experience it all without talking to anybody. You can talk to us. We'll be fascinated with some. We'll have a lot of questions to ask you, but we will be listening very hard. And some of the questions we may ask you may not like, but it has to be done so that we know your state of mind at that time. Because we don't want you saying that you saw something when you're hammered or high because you didn't see anything. You think you did, but you didn't.
Well, I don't have that kind of on the topic of being sensitive to these things. I think everybody kind of has that feeling sometimes that they're being watched, or something in the room that's drawing their attention to it, but you can't see anything.
Your gut instinct, some people will call it.
Yeah.
Your back of the neck warning. It's another one. Your hair on your arms. When you get very scared, sometimes that all kicks in because you're scared and your mind's kicking in, making you think the worst. But you got to clear your mind when you start experiencing stuff like that and start looking around, because it's not scary unless somebody's in the house going to shoot you, and that's a different story. But when you're doing the haunted house, you got to be focused, and you can't be scared or nervous, and you got to go through like you're looking for $1 million.
Well, some of these thoughts and feelings are pretty minor. Do you think it's worth a person following up on it and seeing if they do have some sort of spirit around them? I mean, if things are not falling or breaking or stuff like that, you might just tend to let it happen and just
enjoy it, because they might be trying to talk to you, doing something that you're both related to, like a picture of your mom. They might try to knock it over because it's mom. It's a thing that joined both people together, and you might try to communicate that way. Some people don't like it, but you can't hear the spirits, and they think you can, and that makes it harder for them to communicate with you. And the easiest way to communicate with them is get the digital recorder out and try to give them yes/no questions. Because if you give them questions that they're going to try to need 2 sentences, it's not going to happen. We know yes/no is the best way, and if they do give you 4 words or more, that takes a lot out of them, because they need the electricity in the air to move around and survive. So it's going to be exciting if you do find something.
I kind of lean towards investigating it further, just because it would be really interesting to find out if a loved one was staying around you.
Oh yeah, it would be fine, because then you won't feel so lonely.
Yeah, like perhaps they want to deliver a message to you or try to just keep you safe,
support you.
Yeah,
make sure you're okay before they move on, because it's a big shock for people who die, especially if you die out of a sudden, and then your family doesn't know until a couple hours later that you're dead. It's a shock that you don't want to go through, but the spirit world knows how bad it is, and then they will try to comfort you as much as they can. They even come in your sleep and try to talk to you. And most people think that's a dream, but 95% of the time it's not a dream. It's the spirits trying to comfort you or leave a message or relay a message. So don't ignore your dreams at night, because it could mean something in the future.
That's a good way to also if you think you may be have a haunting situation at your house, it could be dreams,
Yeah.
right? Because when you're in drifting and those different levels of consciousness, that kind of gives them an opportunity to reach you.
Yeah, because you're not like a flatland, say, that anything you see in your dreams, you just consider it a dream. And it's easy for them to come to you because you're not going to get scared because you're thinking you're just dreaming it. And you're more comfortable and relaxed, and they can come and approach you without you being scared or screaming or startle them. Being on the other side, I don't know what it's like to meet other people, but I can imagine it's scary just trying to communicate with somebody, and the person still living has no idea what they're doing, don't know how to talk to them, don't know what to say, so they get scared and scream. And if that was me on the other side, I'd take off too because it scare me too. You're thinking that you're hurting them or something. Spirits only come to people they can trust and try to talk to. So that's why I guess a lot of people don't have gifts, because a lot of people watch too many movies and fear that they're going to come and strangle them or throw them down the stairs. You should stop watching horror movies.
I think dreams, that sounds like a good topic for another show.
Yeah, that's a deep topic.
Yeah, that can go in a lot of directions.
You can write that one down. Dreams. And if anybody has dreams, you can send us your dreams and we'll talk about it over YouTube. We won't say your name. We also have a newsletter if you want to write about your dreams, and we'll post it in the newsletter. You can leave it anonymous or just friends or VIP team guests. We don't care. We will post it and talk about it and let people know, because there's millions and millions of people have dreams, and they're not all the same. And if they become the same, then there's something going on.
Even more, we'd like to hear about any paranormal experiences you have. If you have a story, like as we said, there's a lot of stuff that may be harmless. You might find a connection between things that have happened that had an outcome that you want to share.
Or a reason.
Yeah, we definitely want to hear about that too. Yeah, like Victor said, we do have the newsletter, and we like to post stories like that, things that people tell us.
And we have our newsletter right now at the Garage Sale Thrift Store on Archibald. You can go down and pick one of those up and read this one. It's a haunted house story, and it's from Manitoba. Some of you might know the school, some might not. So go and read it and send us your thoughts, because it would be interesting to see if you guys like that kind of story, because we have all kinds of stories we can write about, but we want to hear about your stories. Our stories, you can see us on YouTube and watch us. We want to hear about your stories and see what we can do for you. And it's a lot of fun talking to you too. Even if we go for a coffee, pick a coffee shop, Tim Hortons, we'll sit there and talk. Just be lots of fun. And you can meet some of the team members. And we are looking for one team member too. So if you think you're got that ability to use a video camera, to learn, to get along with the rest of the team, go on adventures, sign up. Here's how you do it on these, and we'll be more than happy to talk to you about it.
Yeah, we have a team member sign up specifically on the website.
Yeah.
A form, right? That's strictly for people who want to volunteer and join up with us. We
have volunteer services, and the team that we do is very good, because Daniel's been with me 6 years now. Ed's been with me 2 years.
I think so, 2 years.
Yeah. Cheryl's been 3, and Dana's been 3. No, you're here more. You're here before those two were. All 3 years. You're all been here 3 years. So these guys are all been with the team, and if you want to ask them a question, send them through the email, and I'll direct it to them, and they'll give me the answer, and I'll send it back to you. We do this not as the excitement. We do this for learning and try to figure out how we can help the real people, and the spirit world. our focus is mostly on the paranormal, not the life. Just to let you know.
And paranormal, we do everything paranormal. Anything that is related to the paranormal, we're willing to investigate and check out. And we've had a lot of experiences almost in every area.
Yeah, we experienced a UFO already. We're going to be going on a road trip twice this year, out of town, overnights. They're going to be fun. We're not going to tell you where. You'll have to wait till it happens and then watch the videos. But it's going to be exciting because the one's very, very paranormal. And they said sightings of Bigfoot and UFOs. So we're going to see if we see any. And we'll let you know if we see a Bigfoot. Because it won't be news. It'll be the biggest news anybody's ever captured. But we just go where we go where we are asked to go, and we keep going if they want us to come back. And we do have clients that will recommend us, and they're happy with our service. So don't be afraid to contact us and talk to us. Do you have any views on there?
Nothing yet.
Okay.
It is active on YouTube.
Yeah. You check your phone?
Yep.
Do you see any views on the phone?
Nope, not yet.
Wow.
That's okay. We're new at this.
Yeah.
We're just getting out there.
And if
Let
you-
everybody know.
You have some advice for us? Let us know. Or you want to come and help us set this up for the next show? Let us know. We will be interested in that. Like I said, we do everything but what equipment we have. So you know that we're not rich. We don't have high-tech equipment. We have a desktop, a video camera, a mic, and just the team members doing what they can do best. Can't ask for much more.
All right. I think we've hit all of our
Subject.
points.
Yeah,
All
okay.
of our points today.
So we'll, at the end, I'd like to say thank you for watching this and hope you have some feedback for us because we appreciate it. Negative or positive feedback, we don't care. We're not like some people take it to our heads. We just try to improve what we hear. And the next broadcast will be in March sometimes. And we'll make sure might pick a different location instead of one of the team members' apartment. Who knows? Until then, you have a good night.
We'll see. There we are. And okay.